How's it going, guys? My name is Oliver. In today's video, we'll be talking about the differences between running Google ads versus Facebook ads and which one I would offer as a service delivery for my marketing agency. Now, personally, I have experience in both types of ads. I've ran Facebook ads for clients in the past, and I've also ran Google ads for my clients. So I'm pretty well versed into knowing like which one's better, which one do I prefer, and how they kind of differ as a service delivery. So hopefully this video can help you guys make a decision on what service delivery you guys want to offer for your own marketing agency. So basically, I wrote a list of all of the positive, negatives of running Facebook ads versus Google ads. And at the end, I'll give you my conclusion and explain really like which one I would offer as a service and which one I believe to be the best. So one of the positives that I have for Facebook ads is that it's easier to run. The learning curve to actually run Facebook ads is super low. Like it's not that difficult, especially if you're running local targeted ads. In this channel, we talk more about marketing agencies that work with local businesses. I believe that that's the absolute best market you can work for. Yes, e-commerce is attractive, you can charge a lot more, but it's a lot harder to get clients as well as results. So I prefer just sticking to local businesses. And if you're running Facebook ads for local businesses, super easy to do. All you do is you run targeted ads, you pick your radius, you make a circle around your business's location, and boom, you run the ads, and it's basically halfway done. All you have to do from there, make sure you have nice copywriting, a nice picture, a good offer, and you're good to go. So running Facebook ads is really not that difficult. Buy a course, a cheap course. When I say buy a course, like don't buy like those crazy $1,000 courses. You can find cheap ones for 20, 30 bucks that explain from A to Z how to run these service delivery. And this is true for Facebook ads and Google ads. Another thing that's good about Facebook ads is that it has a low cost per lead. So this is very good for your clients. That means that the money that they spend on the platform will bring them more results than Google ads. So it's going to be cheaper to get a lead. And last point, I believe that Facebook ads are very good for a service or a product that you kind of buy on impulse that you weren't necessarily looking for, but because it's in front of you, you're like, why not? Let's buy it. Those types of services or products are the best for Facebook ads. Now, the thing that I don't like personally about Facebook ads is that, first of all, the lead quality, yes, it's cheaper. Yes, you can get more out of your money, but I find that the lead quality is a lot lower. It's not as good as Google ads. And this is something that's very important because if you're filtering out, if you're not filtering out these leads and you're just sending them on to your client, they're not going to be very happy because most of the leads won't be good. So what I would offer as an additional service is a way to filter out the good leads versus the bad one. So that's something you have to take in mind if you run Facebook ads. And also with the recent iOS update, Facebook ads became not as effective, especially everything that's like targeting. Luckily, if you're just running local ads, it doesn't matter that much. It is going to affect the performance. It's not going to be as effective as it was a couple of years ago, but that's something to take in mind when you run Facebook ads. Now let's talk Google ads. So first plus of Google ads, which probably the best plus, is that the lead quality is very high. When people go on Google, they search with intent to buy. If I write plumber near Montreal, like my city, plumber near Montreal, 80% of people who write that, it's because they actually need a plumber. Something's happening in their home and they need to find one right away. So what do? They go on Google, plumber, first thing that pops up, they click on it, they call the plumber. That's why the lead quality in Google is very high, because when people go on Google, they buy with intent. They're actually looking for a service. They're looking to buy. Whereas when you go on Facebook, you're not necessarily looking to buy. You're just scrolling, you're just wasting time. And sometimes you'll find something that's going to catch your eye and you're going to buy from the platform. But Google, when you go on Google, it's because you want to buy. Well, in this case, when you're looking for a plumber. So that's a very good thing. The lead quality is very high. So because the lead quality is high, I find that it's easier to get results for your clients. What I do personally is I built a landing page, and all there is on the landing page is a phone number with extra information. And my objective is for the client, the lead, to call the phone number, and the phone number is my plumber's phone number. So obviously if the person writes plumber emergency 24 hours, they click on my website and there's a big phone number and they call the phone number, there's a very high likelihood that person needs a plumber very quickly, and now he's directly connected to my plumber. So the lead quality, very high, easy to get results for your client. Another thing that's good about Google is that it's a trusted platform. Google makes so much money. They're pretty much the biggest company in the world, and you can trust that whatever they're doing is probably to help you run ads, because 90% of their income is made from people who run ads on their platform. So they really want to make sure that that aspect of the business is running very well and it's being kept and it's very effective, which is very good for us because if we run ads on Google, we know that the platform is on our side and they're not going to fail us to deliver really good results for our clients. So that's another thing you have to keep in mind. Now the negatives of Google, because the lead quality is so high and so much better, it is going to be more expensive. So you are going to have to put a bit more money to get a bit more results, but you can trust that the results that you get, it's pretty much guaranteed that it's going to be good. Whereas Facebook, if you put the same amount of money, you might get more leads, but more of those leads might be kind of sketchy leads who don't really turn into paying customers. So you have to be careful. Another thing about Google Ads, I personally find that they're a lot harder to set up. The learning curve for Google Ads was so much bigger for me. I had to buy a course. On top of that, I watched a bunch of videos. I had to learn how to create a website because it's not enough just to make the ads itself on Google. Like you have to know how to do copywriting. You have to know how to target good keywords, how to have the good negative keywords, like set up all this aspect. This in itself is pretty difficult. And on top of that, you have to create a landing page. Landing page is when you click on the ad, it's the page that you appear on. So you really want to make sure that website looks good, has good user interface, has the information that we need, and is enticing enough for the client to want to call and schedule an appointment with your client. So that in itself is a whole other course, a whole other thing you have to learn on top of the ads. So you're not only running ads, you're also building websites, which was, it's tricky. Like at first, like you will have to play around with different templates and kind of see what works, what doesn't work, but eventually you get the hang of it. So yeah, those are pretty much the negatives. Bigger learning curve and more expensive leads, but they do have very good positives as well. So as you can see, Facebook ads has their pluses. Google ads has their pluses. They both have different negatives. So in some cases, Google ads might be better. In other cases, Facebook ads might be better. The way I see it is that these platforms, they kind of complement each other. There's not necessarily one that's better than the other, but depending on the service that you're offering or the product that you're selling for your client, one platform might be better for the other. A good rule of thumb is that if it's a service that people typically call for, I would run Google ads. So let's say roofers, plumbers, electricians, home renovation, everything that's kind of like you don't really buy on impulse. You know, it's something has to happen for you to seek out that person and call them. Google ads right away. That's what I would do. You're not going to run Facebook ads for a plumber, for an emergency services plumber, because if you're on Facebook just scrolling, there's not an emergency with your plumbing. You're not going to need a plumber. However, if you're selling, let's say, a special sink or a new toilet, then that you could sell on Facebook ads. So if you work with a plumber, it's not only Google ads, it depends of what you're selling for that plumber. So that's very important. When it's items that are bought on impulse, Facebook ads. When it's something that people are actually seeking out and they buy with intent, they search with intent rather, you go Google ads. Now, if you ask me, like, Oliver, I'm starting my marketing agency, like, what do I do? Do I do Facebook ads or Google ads? I've done both. I like Google ads better. Bigger learning curve, it sucks, but once you get past that, it's so much easier to just run ads for your client and to get them good results. I feel like with Facebook, like, yeah, I could set it up like super quickly, but it was so much harder for me to manage all the leads. Clients wouldn't be happy because it would be like, I got all of these phone numbers, all of these names, but half of these people are not even interested in my service. Whereas Google, I just put a phone number and people, they just call themselves. They call and I don't even handle that part. Like the plumber does everything. So I personally prefer running Google ads. If my plumber tells me, he's like, look, I want to sell these new toilets, I'm not going to tell him to run Google ads. I'm probably going to go more towards Facebook ads. So it depends on what you're selling, what you're offering. But overall for me, I'm more towards the Google ads side. It's just what I prefer running in terms of ads, but I'm not saying they're necessarily better ads than Facebook ads. They're different, but I prefer running Google ads for my clients. So I hope this video was useful. I hope you guys learned something new. Honestly, just pick a service, do your research on both sides, see which one do you prefer. Once you pick one, just stick with it, learn, and offer that as a service, and you'll be good to go. So that's going to be all for today's video. Thank you very much for listening, and see you on the next one.